Okay, good morning class. So at this point we're looking at algebra and we're looking at exercise. We're busy with factorization of trinomials. Is that correct? Sorry? So it's algebraic expressions. Examples for exercise 1.15. Hi boss. Salam.
Waalaikumsalam. Hi Bo, and Bolis.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning. So you got two girls. Then you should have take them.
What was the
I don't know, it just popped up now.
Okay, so this is on page. Which page are we on? The perfect square trinomials. The examples. Sorry. The exercise on page 21. Right. And the examples is on page. Also 21. Right, here we go. So last year we spoke about perfect square trinomials already, not so you remember? We did this extensively last year. So now we're looking at the examples on page 21. Alright. So, how do we check if it's a perfect square trinomial? We take the square root of the first term. What's the square root of x squared? X. What's the square root of y squared? Y. So it's x times y times 2 is what? 2xy, which is the middle term. And that's how we test. If it's not 2xy, then it's not a perfect square trinomial. You guys understand?
Yes, sir.
So let's go with that quickly. So here's the first one is a perfect square trinomial. So it's going to be x plus y squared. You all agree with that? Right, let's look at the next one. Is there a common factor here? No. If there was, I would have taken the common factor out first. You all agree with that? So, what's the square root of 4a squared? 2a. What's the square root of 9? B squared, 3b. So it's 2a times 3b times 2. What's 2a times 3b? 6ab times 2? 12. Yes, it is then a perfect square trinomial. Not so. So what that give us? 2a minus 3b squared. Alright, you guys understand?
Yes, sir.
Am I moving too fast? Okay. This is now example 3 and 4 on the same page. Okay. What's the square root of 9p squared? 3p. What's the square root of 25q squared?
5.
So what is 3p times 5q times 2? 30p cubed. So is it a perfect square trinomial?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay. So that will simply give us 3p minus 5q. Remember, the sign of the bracket will be the sign of the middle term. The last term will always be positive. Remember, we made all this notes last year. That still applies for grade 10. No? Right, let's look at the next one. What's the square root of 12a4x? That's not a perfect square. But what do I notice? It's a common factor. And what is common, people? 3x. What am I left with? 4a4 minus 12a squared b cubed plus 9b6. What's the square root of 4a4? 2a squared. What's the square root of 9b6? 3b3 times 2. We always multiply by 2, no? So what's 2a squared times 3b cubed times 2? 12a squared b cubed, which is that middle term there. You will understand? Any confusion? No. So let's go. That will simply give us 3x. It's going to be 2a squared minus 3b cubed. And it must be? You all understand? Okay. So yeah, is this now for the next exercise? Okay. So you guys had some problems with yesterday's work. Not some. It looked like that. No? So we'll do this type of work tomorrow. Okay. So I'm not going to go into that. So with that, it will give you some time to work on exercise 1.50. Yes, Michael. The last one. This step here. Okay. So what we need to look at, where is a perfect square. So you're okay with this? Okay. So what is the square root of 4a4? 2a squared. What's the square root of 9b6? 3b cubed. So there's a 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. You understand? What's the square root of a8? a4. What's the square root of a12? This was a 2 here. 12, 6 years. So what's the square root of 9b6? Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of b6 is b cubed. Understand? So what we do is we test now for even is a perfect square trinomial by saying for the square root of the first term, which is 2a squared times the square root of the second term of the last term, with the third term is 3b cubed, and we multiply it by 2. So 2a squared times 3b cubed is what?
9b.
No, 3 times 2 is 6. 6? Well, how you get a4? A squared, yeah. So it's 6a squared b cubed. Why can't we add these exponents? Because the bases are not the same. If the bases are the same, we can add that exponent. You understand? So 2 times 3 is 6. A squared times b cubed is a squared b cubed times 2. So what is 6a squared b cubed times 2? 12. And b cubed. So now you see that this is there. Can you see that? So because it is there, it's a perfect square trinomial. If that number here was anything other than 12a squared b cubed, it is not a perfect square trinomial. You understand? So since it is there, I can apply the perfect square trinomial rules here. Which means to say that 3x remains on the outside. The square root of 4a4 is 2a squared. Because that is minus, there goes minus 3b cubed whole square. And that's how it goes. Okay. At this point, I'll stop the video and you guys can do exercise 2.50.